Okay, so was at the old Botham Crescent earlier, which is the old, and this is the new. The LNER Community Stadium, with LNER being a train company. So this is a community stadium. This is all, and you'll get to see it really in its full effects when we get around the other side. This is like a multi-purpose stadium. York City now play here, who I think are in the 6th tier of English football these days, and York City Knights play here. You can see we're sort of on the edge of York in a suburb called Huntington, actually. So again, you know, it's all fairly, it's quite smart, I guess. All these modern stadiums, they're all that sort of cladding, and let's have a little look this way. There's one of the stands up there. So it's actually like a leisure centre as well. I won't go too far around this way because you can see some of the turnstiles to get in. This is one of the stands, I think, behind the goal. So we'll sort of have a wander around, but as I say, York City play here now, and the Rugby League team, not York City Knights, who are doing reasonably well. I think they're in the Championship, 2nd tier of Rugby League. The capacity of this is about 8,000, I think, which is about right for these sort of clubs, I think. Again, we're getting onto stand on the side there. As you can see, we're out in the countryside, really. If I can get this over the top. I don't know if you could see anything there, but let's have a walk around, I guess. This is the West Stand, as you can see. They're not named after anybody from the past or anything. Let's see if we can over the top there. Yeah, as you see, we're very quiet out in the country. Well, this was an athletic stadium in the past. York Rugby League club had played here for a while. It was a pretty basic setup, to be honest. So to be fair to, and I think the council have put a few quid in, it's obviously a much better facility than the athletics track, and much better than Botham Crescent was, despite all the history. As you can see, these things are built on the outskirts of town now, well away from the city. There's a sort of shopping precinct round the corner. I don't know if you can, at the top there, you see anything? can see when we get around here, you really never know. It was a football stadium because these places obviously have to have a multiple purpose during the week, because obviously most football stadiums, sports stadiums, are just empty for the majority of the year. So as you can see, car park across here. If we spin it round, you can go for a game of mini golf, Hollywood Bowl, and obviously this is the name of the game with these places these days, which we don't fault. So there's the park and ride there. But yeah, quite a neat setup in some ways. I guess they're being pragmatic. As you can see, there's just shopping around this side. All the usual suspects, Nando's and food chains, even Specsavers there. But through there, there's actually like a shopping mall. So I think they've built this in a place to sort of guarantee maximum use, really. Cinema as well, all Starbucks and all the usual stuff. There's the cinema. It's very clean and tidy around here, if not a bit anodyne. Again, there's another, see, entrance to the stadium in between there. As you can see on this side, steakhouse, M&S, shopping, little five-a-side thing over there, people having a kick about. There's a leisure centre, and then go back to the stadium and then onto the cinema. So it's, you know, a lot of thought, I guess, gone into this, you know, just to get the maximum use out of it. And I think this sums up the whole approach to modern stadiums now. You know, all those old ones built in residential areas, surrounded by terraced houses. You know, there are really not many of those left, and obviously most of those were built, you know, 1800s, early 1900s. And this is the future, I guess. So, yeah, not many people about here, but yeah, very interesting. I mean, you can see the two club crests there above the stadium, so it's a it's shared, sorry, by two teams, one rugby, one football. And obviously there's the stadium press entrance and hospitality entrance up here. There's the two clubs, and as I say, just onto a box standard leisure centre there. And then out into the car park. So yeah, quite interesting. As I say, then there you go. Community purpose, I imagine. Kick about of a game of football. So yeah, quite interesting. I believe they've just played Newcastle and Sunderland in some friendlies here, so which is a fairly standard fixture in the calendar for York. It'd be quite nice to see York get back in the league, actually. They seem to be one of those clubs who are a bit... I think Steve Watson's a manager here now, ex-Newcastle. But yeah, quite interesting. So I guess this is the future, for certainly for these smaller clubs who have to find ways of making money other than just through the gate. So anyway, there you go. There's a quick look at York, the LNER Community Stadium.